The mortgage of centuries suffered from Korea from invasions of demons. Demonic rules creatures King Gima. He abducted the human souls who had him devil's flame. While people are not left without protection, existed demons hunters united in pop groups. They possessed such strong and beautiful voices that could help create a special protection, hanmun. This curtain protected the world of people from invasion of evil spirits. For centuries, the right to be the hunters were transmitted from one pop groups to others. The girls were brought up with young, trained them, and promoted them in mass culture. Nowadays, 3 singers stood the guard of the world of people: Rumi, Mira, and Zoe. They united in pop group Huntrix. Mira was responsible for choreography of their team. For her, Huntrix is a family that she always dreamed. World and stubborn girl. Unlike Zoe, who composes songs and reads rap, the leader of the group by right is Rumi, mentor of girls. The former huntress, Selin, performed. She was friends with mom Rumi, who already died, and promised her to take care of girl. Therefore, Selin attached her bebop group to the fight against demons. Huntrix, millions of fans. From them, both adolescents and adults are even the old people. Guys shed tears of happiness with one thought, that they will see live their idols. But before the start, concert manager of the Bobby group notes that his girls fly in a completely different direction. He contacts them and reports about this. Friends understand that the demons took possession of the plane. They pretended to be people and decided to take away singers from their fans.
Keep your shirt on, Bobby. We'll be there in 3.
The girls had to get rid of villains with the help of a cool song and luminous Klinkov. During the battle, demons destroyed the plane, and while the debris fell to residential quarters, friends landed on the stage of the stadium, where thousands were waiting for them fans. Demons fell here. The audience decided that this part of the show and Huntrix's performance had a deafening success, and demonic creatures, having lost battle, returned to the underworld and appeared before Gima. The owner punished them. But then Gina appeared with his guys. He had a plan like enslave people and provide him a chic lunch from human souls. Gina organizes his group and lure Huntrix fans. When people start worship him, will take possession of their souls, Gima. In return, Gina is asked only to erase his memory. He was once a man and he had a family. These memories, they torment him, so he wants to forget everything.
The memories, I want them erased.
Meanwhile, Huntrix graduated from their tour and went for a week for the sofa, resort to just loot and stare. In the ceiling, however, Rumi did not give friends relax. She announced the presentation new song. As soon as the fans heard this hit, they bought tickets for the upcoming Huntrix concert. Before Rumi found that she had catching a voice, she hid her whole life, marks on the body that are only at the demons, even from friends. But now these melted, reached the throat, and the voice began to disappear. Rumi was the fruit of the love of the demon and man. Selin persuaded from childhood, hide her marks, and once when Huntrix will create the most durable protection from the world of demons, it will disappear. Therefore, Rumi was in such a hurry with presentation of a new song. She wanted to create a strong hanmun as soon as possible because of problems with the voice of the performance fell off. Rumi ran away, and when she came home, girlfriends supported her. They decided to find medicine for the throat, Rumi, and it is only in a little-known doctor. The next day of the girlfriend was disguised, and we went to his clinic. The doctor was very insightful. After the reception, he made his potion and gave it to Rumi. When friends left the clinic, then collided with Gina and his friends in human guise. They were such handsome men that the girls were just stunned. Rumi instantly fell in love with Gina, but then quickly fell out of love when I found out that he, demon. Gina and the guys sang on the city square and instantly got hundreds of fans. They invited their own fans for a concert, and this news the entire internet has flooded. Now at Huntrix appeared a serious rival, Saja Boys. The guys were invited to the show where they forced to drink a very sharp sauce. Here, Huntrix also came. They intended attack demons when they leave with scenes, but Gina noticed them and invited them to speak to the audience. So far, friends distracted, the guys fled to the male bathhouse. The girls had to follow them. You even came here for us? I knew that. They are all the time on me falls. Here they were attacked by whole hordes of demons, and garden boys scatter. But before this, Jinu managed to notice the demonic marking on the body of Rumi. After that, he returned to the underworld where Gima reported that he could not manage Rum despite her signs. However, Gina is not worried. He was sure he would be able forever destroy the hunters. Gathering together, friends decide to defeat Sajaba with a new song. Zoe must come up with the cool text and amurambic choreography. This is the only way you can return fans and weaken demons. However, at night, I flew to Rumi Bird Jinu. Following her, a tiger appeared, which conveyed a note. Jinu made an appointment with Rumi, and she went to her. She intended to kill the demon, but everything turned out differently. Gina told how Gima enslaved him. The Jinu family lived in poverty. He tried singing, but nothing it turned out. Then he fell into despair and he heard Jim's voice. He gave success, but all this turned into disasters for the guys' families. Every day haunts me the memory of how I let them down. Then he lost his soul. I exchanged it for money and glory. After a conversation with Gina, Rumi turned to the girls and they began to create new track. But the micro-doctor turned out to be a linden and the voice of Rumi never restored, so she did not try strain him. Meanwhile, Sajabis went around the friends on all fronts. The Huntrix became much more popular. Girls, they did everything to go forward. Sometimes that they turned out. In parallel with they fought with a musical career with demons, which became more and more and more. Rumi felt sorry for them.
I thought Gima makes them be evil. Because of this world began to suspect that a friend is something hiding. As a result of Saja Boy's actions, Boy's hanmun began to weaken, and demons more and more appeared. Despite this, when Huntrix gathered for an autograph, a lot of people came here. But then here Saja Boys appeared, and some of the people, she ran to them. Then Ruma suggested unite, and while they handed out autographs, fans noticed that there is something between Rumi and Gina. I will keep your secret. Fan theories about their farming up. Fans came up with and other pairs between the participants in Huntrix and Saja Boys. During communication with fans, one of the young fans gave Gina the drawing that touched him very much. In this moment, he realized that he was left something good, that his soul is still possible tear out of the paw. His tiger and bird are a lot time spent with Rumi, and she tried change the already written song. She has not, I liked aggression and militancy, laid in the text. She wanted to fulfill on the stage something is an entertaining, speaking about love and salvation. Rumi even met with Jin to offer he go over to the side of people. If he will help her close hanmun from the world demons, then he will be able to stay here. Him's voice will not hear any more and freed from suffering. However, Jin authorized doubts. He is afraid to find again hope for salvation. There was an idol of the year on which the Huntrix must break in Cluj. Sajabis remained only one day, but Rumi does not want to rehearse them a new song. Friends don't like it. They suspect that Rumi suspects something hides from them. I have always been on your side, Rumi, but this time it is difficult for me to understand you. At the same time, they have to fight more and more often with demons. Those drag everything into their world. More people, taking their souls. Rumi meets with Jin and offers combined efforts in the fight against him. To prove that together they have enormous strength, Rumi begins to sing and Gina joins her. Having finished, he promises to ensure a loss Sajabis on the show Idol of the Year. After that, Gima calls Gina to him to remind you who is his real master. He shows that without a him, the guy is not be able to escape from his past, from their mistakes and pain that torment him day after day. The king of demons recreated the memories of Gina about that day, and became it as clear that he deliberately abandoned his family, objected them to death for the sake wealth. 400 years had passed since then, but Gina never found peace. Gima convinced he will oppose the hunters, so on the show Idol of the Year, Sajabis was turned over.
Insidious scam. They did not appear on the scene, and Huntrix had to perform the first. They are spelled because the voice Rumi, thanks to communication with Gina, returned and strong. But then, when Rumi sang solo, girlfriends noticed how the demons were kidnapping Bobby. They ran to save him, and then it turned out that this was just a trap. In the same time of two messengers of the underworld, the appearance of the worlds and Zoe took the appearance and went to the scene escape. They began to tear off her clothes, exposing demonic signs. At the same time, they whispered in her ear that know her secret. Rumi was frightened and runned. Once behind the stage, she met friends, and they saw her marked. They realized that all their lives Rumi deceived them, hiding her true origin.
I can still fix it!
Having realized this, the world and Zoe raised it to her blades. Rumi ran to look for Gina, but also he was against her. He has finally went over to the side of Gim. Rumi began turn into a demon. She moved to Selen, and her friends are finally desperate. They succumbed to the universal insanity and went to the concert Saja Boys. At this time, Rumi tried to understand why Selen hid all her life her marks. She is still afraid of Rumi, and he doesn't even look at her. Gima called on to himself Jinn to erase him memories. After that Saja Boys, they performed in front of fans. But in the height of the performance, appeared here Rumi and returned hope to her friends. She sang, and peace joined her singing, and Zoe. They began to smash the demons, but they could not cope with him. Then Zarumi stood up by Gina. He sacrificed his soul for her.
I'm sorry for everything.
And numerous fans supported girls. It betrayed the Huntrix forces, and they destroyed the king of demons. Girls restored hanmun and became again supers. And while they talked with fans on the street, followed by Bird and Tiger Gina,